going to write, as we discussed the basic of this chapter, right? So we are done
Yes.
with the basic of this chapter. On the basis of chemical properties, on the basis of chemical properties, matter is divided into two parts.
Okay.
Flowchart is very important for this. One is your pure substance, and another is your impure substance. When impure substance, if you want to divide it, basically this we are talking about mixture. Impure substance, that means mixture, and it is divided into two parts: homogeneous and heterogeneous. And heterogeneous. Now, for pure substance, it is divided into two parts according to NCERT: element and compound. Now, further elements are divided into three parts: metals, non-metals. You have heard of this, right? And another is
Yeah.
metalloids. All the metals and non-metal and metalloid are present in your periodic table. So I think you are aware of these things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we are going to define these small terms according to your examiner for the school exam. So you should make this.
Yeah.
Just write it little fast if you can, because
Yeah.
whatever we had studied in the previous class, we are going to go through that.
Okay.
Let me know when you are done with this.
Yeah, I just finished, sir.
Okay, very good. Now just a small definition of pure substance I'm going to get. This is the definition of pure substance. Already I explained, so you can write with me, or if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So we
Oh,
can write: a pure substance is one which is made up of only one kind of particles. Which is made up of only one kind of particle. We can take example like your gold, platinum. You can take hydrogen, carbon dioxide. These are all pure. Water, These are all example of pure substance in which I included both element as well as compound. You can see carbon dioxide is a compound. If you remember, if you don't remember, you can ask me.
Yes, I remember.
Very good. Please write this. While writing, you can read it so that it will be easy to understand. If you don't understand, you can ask me.
So I finished.
Okay. So is there any doubt in this, like characteristics of pure substance? A pure substance is a homogeneous mixture. That means uniform in nature. They are completely mixed in uniform throughout. Pure substance has a definite set of proportion. I told you, if you have a compound and mixture you can mix in any proportion, and pure substance, that means compound, you are going to mix in a fixed proportion. Pure substance cannot be separated physically. If you have water, right? If you have water, will you be able to separate physically hydrogen and water? Yes or no?
No.
But impure substance like mixture, if you have something like we can mix something bigger which we can easily pick up, let's say,
Sand and water.
what did you say?
Yeah. Sand and water.
Sand in water, so you can pick it up, practically possible, but it will take a lot of a lot of time. You are aware of kaju,
Yes, sir.
kismis, yes or no? Dry fruits, basically dry fruits. If you are going to mix them, you can easily pick it up. You can separate
Yeah.
that physically. Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. Okay, very good. Now it's very easy, already explained as well. You just need to write in a good way. Now also we can write this depending on their, we are talking about pure substances only here, depending upon their chemical composition, depending on their chemical composition of what? Pure substances, pure substance classified as, further it is classified as what? Wait. Classified as element and compound. You know this as well.
Yeah.
Now, what is element? Element is just which is made up of single atom. That is your, you can take oxygen, gold, silver, hydrogen,
Yeah.
etc. And here you can take H2O, CO2, this type of, that is your compound. Now I'm going to define element. These are already explained. If you get any doubt, you can ask me. So you can start writing a form of matter which cannot be broken down into simpler substances, into simpler substances by chemical reaction. Because they are made up of only one kind of particles. So that is your element. You know what is element, already gave you some example here as well.
Yeah.
Is water element? If I'm gonna ask you, is water element?
No, it's compound.
Very good. Let me know when you are done. Hmm.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Elements are matter or not? What do you think?
Yeah, it is a matter.
Very,
So I finished.
very good. So I'm going to show you periodic table elements. Since we are talking about elements, there are a lot of element. These all are elements, right? You have seen this. Generally, this, just wait a minute. Generally, uh, the yellow one is your non-metal. Okay. This light green or whichever color you can see, these are your metalloids. Okay. Gallium is also metalloid. These all are metal. So basically, my elements are divided into three parts: metal, non-metal, and your metalloids. What is metalloid? So, do you know what is metalloid? Yes or
Metalloid.
no? If you don't know, not a problem. Metal,
It is.
and this
It
is
has both. It has both properties of metal.
exactly, very good.
Metal.
So, the element which shows both properties, some of metals and some of non-metal, that is your metalloid. Generally, metal exists in solid state and non-metal. Generally, we are talking about, there will be exception. Like metal, we call it solid, but there is mercury which exists in liquid state. Are you getting
Yeah.
my point? Now, non-metal generally exist in gaseous state, but there are some non-metal which exist in liquid state like bromine. Okay.
It is non-metal, sir.
Non-metal generally exist in gaseous state.
A
Okay.
diamond is a metal, non-metal, sir.
Basically, that is allotrope of carbon and which exist in solid state. So you can say that non-metal generally exist in gaseous state, gaseous state. But generally, this is usually it happens. But there are some exception, like you said, diamond comes from non-metal, which is the hardest substance known. Okay, bromine, which exists in liquid state as well. So there will be some exception. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yes,
Metal,
sir.
metal which is solid and hard, but like metal like the sodium, potassium, they can be cut with knives, they are very soft. Okay,
Yeah.
so this you will learn in class 10th. This is some extra knowledge that you should know. Okay,
Okay.
now whatever I talked about, that elements are also matter. Simple, because we divided matter into two types, pure and impure, in which pure elements and compounds. So basically, elements can exist in solid, liquid, gases. Exception is always there. Okay, gas.
Okay.
So for solid, it is your gold, silver, platinum, sodium, potassium, copper, iron. These are all mat element with solid state. In liquid state, mercury is an element which exists in liquid state. Bromine is an element which exists in liquid state. Gaseous, oxygen, you know that. Hydrogen, you know that.
Yeah.
You can go for nitrogen, fluorine, all are in gaseous state. So these are some example of uh, elements which has different physical, what we say, physical state.
Okay.
So you can write this. These are some extra points that is not defined in NCRT. So you should learn this.
That's finished.
Finished. Now the next is basically classification of elements. Classification of elements. Now see, on the basis of their properties, on the basis of their properties, all the elements can be divided into three parts. Divided into three groups or three categories or three groups, that is good word. Three groups. One is your metal, another is your non-metal, we can say, and the next one is your metalloids. Are you getting my point? Already told you, you just need to make a good notes, nothing more than that. Then we will see properties of metals.
So finished.
Now we are going to see the properties of metals. So we can write properties of metals. So what is properties of metal? This is we are going to discuss new. First of all, metals are malleable. First of all, metals are malleable. Do you know what does malleable means? Yes or no?
I can't
Yes.
remember.
Okay, no
Can't.
problem. See, malleable means anything that is beaten into thin sheets. That is your
Yeah.
that is your malleable. Okay. So example, you can take gold, copper, aluminium. That is all malleable. Tin, etc. Silver. Now, the next property we can write is metals are ductile. Do you know what is ductile?
You can make them into wires. You can turn them
Exactly.
into wires.
Thin wires. You can fit them to be thin wires. That is what it means. If you're going, for example, again that same gold. You know the symbol of gold is AU. Copper. Do you know
Yeah.
the symbol of copper is CU? And aluminium you can take, silver you can take. You know, gold jewelry, silver jewelry, they are in this thin wire like necklace and all, you can call it that. Okay. The third property is metals are good conductor of electricity. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Conductors of heat and electricity. So you can see example again, same gold, copper, aluminium, lots of metals are there. Okay.
Yeah.
Silver, a silver is denoted by Ag.
Hmm.
Please do write it. There are some more characteristic like lustrous, sonorous.
Okay.
First, you're going to write it. The chapter will be completed in the next class. You have only three chapters in chemistry, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, we have four,
Can you tell me which one is the fourth one?
including the matters in our surroundings. We have matters in our surroundings. Chapter 2 is matter around us pure. Chapter 3, atoms and molecules, and chapter 4, structure of matter.
Structure of atom. Okay. Actually, your mother sent me the
It
syllabus
was
and
the
the three
yeah, yeah. It
chapters
was
till
the
October.
syllabus. Yeah, it's till October, but we have other exams also in May, in March. So one more chapters in
No
that
problem.
time.
No problem. Got it.
So I finished.
Very good. After this, there are other properties, two more properties, which are metals are sonorous. You know what is sonorous?
They make a sound
Yes,
when you
yes. With them, right? Metals are
yeah, when you beat
lustrous.
them, they make one sound.
So in initial days here, where I studied, there was a not electronic base. There was a thin sheet of rounded or a square. So when two metals are come in contact, they make a
Yeah,
noise.
they
That
make
was
one kind
yes,
of
yes,
sound.
yes, yes. And metals are lustrous. You know that. That's why we use that as a jewelry, aluminum, silver, platinum, like this. Although aluminum also has lustrous sign they are shining. This is gold, silver. This is platinum, PT for platinum. Platinum, you are aware of that, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And also, I told you exception will be there. No, diamond is what? Non-metal, but still it has very high definition of shining. Okay. What is this? What we call it, metals are sonorous. That is a ringing sound. Lustrous, that means brightness or shining. Simple there. Just need to write it. Exceptions are always there, so no need to worry about exception. I'll tell you what is the exception, make list and give it to you. Let me know when you are done with this.
Okay, sir. So I finished.
Okay, now we just studied the properties of metals. Now what we are going to study, properties of, tell me,
Non-metals.
non-metals. Now you can see in its name, this is non-metal. That means basically opposite of metal. So whatever happens in metal, it will be opposite, right? So first we can write the first point. Non-metals are not malleable. We can write non-metals are not malleable. MA it is. They are brittle. If you want to beat them into thin sets, it will be cracked. It will be just cracked. Are you getting my point? They cannot be beaten into thin sets.
I got it.
Non-metals are not lustrous. They don't have shine. But there is exception, diamond. Non-metals are not ductile. Non-metals are not not ductile. Ductility is what? Property of metal which can be drawn into thin wires, but if you are going to do drawn the non-metal, it will be broken.
Okay.
Fourth, we can write non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Heat and electricity. But there is exception. Graphite, which is allotrope of carbon, is a good conductor of
Yeah.
heat and electricity. Also, we can write non-metals are not sonorous. That does not produce sound.
Okay.
These two factors. See, the periodic table is like something like this.
What's up?
Periodic table, something looks like this. Yes or no?
Yeah.
In higher classes, you will see this is your S block, this is your P block, this is your D block, this is your F block. Okay. It's just like address S block, P block, D block, F block. In P block, generally you will get non-metal. All the non-metals are there. This is metal, this is also metal, and this is also metal. Okay. Now, this line is basically boundary for metal and non-metal. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So the elements which is near to this is basically metalloid, which is in between metal and non-metal that we have as metalloid.
And so what is below the metals and non-metals?
This
And
is
bar?
also metal. This F block, no?
Yeah.
That is
That's
also
also
metal.
metal.
Yeah. That is basically, yes, metal you can consider. Basically F block, metals. Let me know when you are done with this.
I finished. Oh, yes, I finished.
Very good. Now see. Now we are going to talk about metalloids. Right, the topic metalloids. Very less elements. The maximum number of elements that is metal present in periodic table, then non-metal, then comes your metalloid. So we can define it like this: elements having properties which are intermediate between metals and metals and non-metals. That is your metalloid. The important example, which is very important for this, you need to remember this. We can write boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, etc. Okay. Do you know metals are good conductor generally? Yes or no? Good conductor,
Yeah. Good conductors.
good conductors. Very good. You also know that non-metals are bad conductor
Yeah.
generally. There is
Yes.
exception, that is other thing, bad conductors. You know about metalloid. Metalloids are basically generally semiconductors. Semiconductor, are you getting this point?
Semiconductor meaning like what?
Semiconductor, that means half it is conducting, half not
Sometimes it
conducting, but we can
won't.
make them conduct the electricity and heat. Okay.
So sometimes it might conduct, sometimes it won't.
Yes. Basically, there are some theory about this. You can make it a good conductor. There are some valence gap, energy gap is there. You have to give energy to that so that electron will move to that place and start moving.
Okay.
Semicircle is just half of the circle. So conducting, not conducting, it's like that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, did you get my last chemistry assignment?
Yes, that's what I asked from you. I got it initially. I asked. Just wait a
I
minute.
did. I just wanted because you told me all questions. I was confused, so I got the questions which was in the reader. Like that small two questions were there in the reader on the second page.
I got this chemistry questions in page 15. What does this mean?
Like I'll show you, sir, in the screen which
Uh,
page I'm talking.
wait, wait a minute. I have to give you permission. And from where I can give you. Mm, just wait a minute. Let me switch off my video. Yes.
What's the these questions? Can you see?
Just wait a minute. Let me do this. Where are you? Are you put in waiting room? Allowed to. Yes. Yes. What is? Okay, I can open it in NCRT. Just wait a minute.
Okay.
And that will be good. NCRT class 9 science is matter around us pure. Is matter
Yeah.
around us pure, right? Okay, what is meant by substance? This is what you were showing.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah. So, do you have any doubt in that?
No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir, I don't have any doubt.
Okay, just wait a moment. Spot. Okay. List the differences. Just wait a minute. I checked it. Okay, it's all correct. Okay. Can we move to the
Okay.
next part?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you done with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next is we are going to discuss about compounds. So you just need to write it. Compounds. A compound is a substance made up of two or more elements, made up of two or more elements chemically combined together, in a fixed proportion. We discussed about this, right? In a
Yes.
compound, when you are going to get a specific compound, you have to fix the proportion. You can take water from any place from this world where you live, where I live. You can take water. The ratio will be 2 is to 16. That means 1 is to 8. The ratio of this combination of element by weight, it will be always 1 is to 8. It cannot be 1 is to 9 for water. If you are going to change the ratio, you will get other product. Got it? Not water. You will get
Yes.
anything else, but not water. For example, we can say sodium chloride, any compound you can take, water, carbon dioxide, etc. Very easy.
Okay, sir.
Yes. There can be a question. What do we mean by fixed proportion? Let me know when you are done with this.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Let
finished.
me know. Okay, very good. Now, what do we mean by this fixed proportion? So I'm going to explain this with the help of example. Let's take
Okay.
example of water. Let's take water for an example. For example, let's take an water. Let's take water. H2O constitute, this is bigger, constitute two
Yeah.
elements, hydrogen and water. Sorry, hydrogen and oxygen. There, they are combined in a fixed proportion. They are combined in a fixed proportion by weight. Like H2O, what is the mass of hydrogen here? That is 1 U, 1 atom of mass of 1 atom. But there is 2 hydrogen, so 2 hydrogen atom, that is equal to 2 U. And for oxygen, only one oxygen is there, 16 U. If you are going to take the ratio, hydrogen is to oxygen, so it will be 2 is to 16, that is 1 is to 8. If the ratio changes, product also changes. Please do it. Let me know when you are done.
Okay, so
The next class we will talk about mixture, then solution, suspension, and colloids. After that, almost the chapter will be completed.
okay.
Let me know when you are done with this.
Okay, so finished.
Very good. Now, you're just going to write it already. You know all of this. Okay, properties of compound. First, we can write element, elements in a compound combined together. Chemically, in a fixed composition. Elements in a compound fixed composition. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
This point is already clear with you, right?
Yeah.
Just write with me, you already know all of this. The next point, the compounds can be separated into its constituent elements, not physically, okay? Elements by chemical process. By chemical process, you can do this. The next, the properties of compounds are very different from their constituent elements. As I told you about water, if you remembered.
Yes, sir.
Please do write it. Let me know when you are done with this.
Okay, sir.
Basically, you can separate H2O into hydrogen and water by electrolysis.
Okay.